who is an unexpected participant in the story. He's not the commissioner yet, but he's like a deputy commissioner who goes up there and he gets involved. So there's all these things happening in back doors and rooms to pull this thing back from the brink. And to me, it's one of the best kept secrets of the dynasty.
That is absolutely crazy. Final question for you, Jeff Benedict, the author of The Dynasty. You had access to a lot of audio tapes and videotapes, and when people think of videotapes and the Patriots, they think of Tapegate, Deflategate, all of this stuff. You cover this extensively in your book. What did you learn that fascinated you the most?
I did cover those extensively. I spent a fair amount of time in both of those situations because they're, as with even Aaron Hernandez, those are part of the dynasty. And I just didn't want to mull over the same ground, though, that everybody already knows. And so when I went to Spygate or Deflategate or Hernandez, I told those stories from the perspective and standpoint of the key characters who haven't talked about it before. So, in other words, how did ownership see and deal with this, which is really fascinating because you're basically in the owner's box at Giant Stadium when a member of the league office comes in and informs Robert Kraft that the Jets during the game have seized tapes from the Patriots videographer on the sideline. I mean, you're there when he finds that out. And then you're in the locker room when he goes down to meet Belichick after the game. And basically from there, just pick it up and follow how all of this plays out. And what I learned, of course, is that there was so much about all this that I didn't know, and that I think hasn't been publicly discussed before. It may not change how people think about these things. I don't know, but I do think it is going to shed new light and give more perspective to both of those scenarios.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading it. It is called The Dynasty. The author is Jeff Benedict. Appreciate you joining us, and I'm looking forward to your next book.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Jeff Benedict joining us, and if you missed anything because of the internet being absolutely terrible, the whole interview in its entirety, along with the entire show, will be posted up at jasonwalkershow.com before 6 o'clock tonight, hopefully. So anyway, interesting stuff, very interesting. And you know, like you said, to moving to Hartford, Connecticut from Foxborough, New York, Massachusetts, or just outside Boston anyway, but they play at Foxborough. But it's crazy when you think about how close they were. But get the book. It's called The Dynasty. If you love written some unbelievable books, including one about Tiger Woods. So there you go. All right, let's get to On This Day in History. It is September the 4th, 2020. And today is National Food Bank Day. It is Lazy Mom's Day, Macadamia Nut Day, Newspaper Carrier Day. The first newspaper carrier was on this date, and I can't remember the year, but it was a 10-year-old. Wildlife Day, College Colors Day, and Chianti Day with some fava beans. I was watching Silence of the Lambs last week. Great movie. You know my college colors, blue and gold, MSU, right? You heard Barry Abrams mention it. 1920 on this date, Man o' War won the 1 5/8 mile Lawrence Realization Stakes at Belmont Park by 100 lengths. Yeah, you heard that right. 100 lengths. 1922, Paavo Nurmi, the flying Finn, 2,000 meters, world record 5:26.3. Guy was so good. 1923, Sad Sam Jones of the Yankees had a no-hitter against Philadelphia A's. 1950, NASCAR's first paved super speedway, Darlington Raceway, hosts the Southern 500. It's the first ever 500-mile event in NASCAR history. Johnny Mance won it in a Plymouth. They don't make Plymouths anymore, do they? 1972, the U.S. 4x100 medley relay team, Mike Stamm, Tom Bruce, Mark Spitz, Jerry Heidenreich, set the world record of 3:48.16 to win the gold in Munich. Mark Spitz becomes the first athlete to win 7 Olympic gold at a single games. 1991, MLB Statistical Accuracy Committee votes to drop the asterisk next to Roger Maris's 1961 home run record of 61. And they also determine an official no-hitter must go at least 9 innings, which is interesting because doubleheaders this year are 7 innings And so if you get a no-hitter in 7 innings, it doesn't count. It's not an official no-hitter according to Major League Baseball. 1992, in his record 115th and final U.S. Open singles match, Jimmy Connors was beaten by Yvonne Lendl 3-6, 6-3, 6-2, 6-love in a second-round night match. It was electric. I remember this match. It was unbelievably electric that night in Flushing Meadows, New York. The atmosphere, and everybody knew it was going to be the last match probably for Jimmy Connors. He had won his first-round match, which was a surprise, but then falls out in the second round. But unbelievable atmosphere that night. 1993 on this date, Bevo Francis was born. The Bevo Francis Award in the NAI was named after him. Great basketball player. He passed away in 2015. It is former Governor of Montana Brian Schweitzer's birthday today. He was born in Havre. Lion Brian Schweitzer. He was born in 1955. It is the birthday of the greatest offensive catcher in Major League Baseball history. 1968, Mike Piazza was born. Also, The Price is Right, happy birthday, started in 1972. This date, it's on CBS. Let's see, a couple of other things happened. 1886, Geronimo surrendered, ending the last major U.S. Indian War. And in 2006, Steve Irwin was killed by a stingray at the age of 44.
Miss. Time for the walk-off.
All right. We'll give you another look at EarthCam and the Shark Tank at the Baltimore Aquarium, thanks to EarthCam. What did we miss? Not a lot. We got a lot in. There was a canceled game tonight. Big Timber Colstrip not playing at Colstrip due to air quality, not COVID, air quality. And there is a stingray. I don't think that's the one that killed Steve Irwin on this date 14.